Hey everybody, it's Chris with AffinityHM. I hope everyone's having a great evening tonight. I have some really great information for you guys. I hope that you will stay all the way through the entire video so that you can see and learn all of this amazing information that's going to help you sleep better. We're going to be talking about what is the best sleeping position for CPAP'ers. And by the way, if you're not using CPAP, these sleeping positions apply literally to everyone. And then at the end, I'm going to talk about specifics for people who are on CPAP regarding these sleep positions. But it's like this. I'm asleep. I'm sleeping. So why does it even matter? Well, I did a little bit of, and you guys know, out of a 24-hour day, everyone sleeps approximately what, 8 hours? That's a third. That is 1/3 of your life you're spending sleeping. So if you are 30 years old, that means you spend 10 years sleeping. If you are 60 years old, which I'm almost 60, that means I've spent 20 years in bed sleeping. If the average age is around 75-ish. So if you're 75, you spent 25 years sleeping. And if you are blessed enough to get to live to be the rightful old age of 90, that means you have spent 30 years of your life in bed asleep. So that is why it matters. Sleep is your chance, your body's chance to physiologically improve, heal, repair, recharge everything in your body. So obviously that's why so many of you use CPAP, is to be sure that during those hours of sleep that you're getting all of the sleep, the REM sleep that you need, that you're getting the oxygen that you need. So it's getting a little late tonight. I'm getting ready to go to bed here in just a few minutes. But before that, I wanted to just bring to you some information that you probably have not heard about the sleep positions and what is actually best for you. If you would please type in the comments. I would just like to know, whether you're watching this on Facebook or wherever you are, do you sleep primarily? And I know most people sleep, in different positions through the night, but mostly just put one word into comments: back, stomach, or side. And I'd like to see those comments. I'd like to know right now, how are you sleeping? You don't have to type out a whole paragraph of why that is. I just want to get the numbers on who's sleeping on back, stomach, and side. I think it'd be super interesting for everyone to see. And while I'm waiting on you to drop those comments, I'd like to invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, or better yet, go ahead and join the channel. There's a small fee to join, and I really would appreciate your support. I could definitely appreciate your support. So consider joining the channel. If not, just subscribe to the channel. These lives are always going to be free, so you don't have to worry about that. But there are some special perks in the join section. There are tons of videos. If you're brand new on CPAP, I highly encourage you to go over there, join. There's a small fee, but you're going to have videos for training that are unlike anything that you have ever seen before, because the training is so in depth. There's no way that your technician can get into the deep questions and answers that I'll answer in the joint section. So first of all, let's talk about sleeping on your back. Sleeping on your back. This guy right here obviously is sleeping on his back. He does not have a CPAP on, but that's okay. We can pretend that he does. And let's talk about the pros and cons. But before we get to that, let me just mention that in the picture you saw that brought you to this video, this guy here, definitely, he is on a sofa and sprawled out in a very unusual and odd sort of pattern. That is not the way to sleep, that is for sure. So although I can totally relate, I've been that tired many times, I'm sure you have too, that you just kind of fall out on the couch. But let's talk about sleeping on your back and the pros and cons to sleeping on your back. First of all, the good side of it is sleeping on your back can help relieve different types of pain while also taking pressure off of your spine and promoting good spinal alignment. So good spinal alignment and taking the pressure off your back, absolutely that is a plus. As a matter of fact, sleeping on your back sort of evens out the pressure throughout your body so that, you know, no particular organs or systems are under any extra pressure except maybe your spine. But if you do sleep on your back, it also sometimes is good to sort of raise your knees a bit, drop a pillow maybe under your knees. Try that if you haven't ever, and that can definitely be helpful. But now let's talk about the cons. Why would one not want to sleep on their back? Due to gravity, our good old friend gravity. Due to gravity, sleeping on your back increases snoring and apnea for those with sleep apnea. So obviously, most of you guys are watching this channel because you have sleep apnea. And what is happening is it's your tongue, it's other parts of your airway. And if you're on your back, then that gravity is pushing those parts back into your airway, shrinking the size of your airway, possibly even closing off your airway. So sleeping on your back is definitely not the very best position for someone who does have sleep apnea. So let's keep looking at this. All right. What about sleeping on your stomach? Sleeping on your stomach, the pros and cons of sleeping on your stomach. Sleeping on your stomach, first of all, the pro for that, it reduces the chances of the severity of apnea and snoring. And that is only if you can make the CPAP or PAP interface work while on your stomach. And that's the real question is would it even be possible with your particular CPAP mask to sleep on your stomach? And we're going to talk about that a little bit more at the end. The con to the sleeping on your stomach. Sleeping on your stomach generally is not recommended since it can contribute to back and neck pain. If your head always faces the same way, you'll probably begin to notice some neck stiffness in the morning. And I can attest to that when I do sleep on my stomach. I always, if I'm sleeping on my stomach, I always turn my head this way. And I wake up and I'm like having to kind of pull my neck different ways and kind of break that tension out of there. It tends to really cause a problem when I do sleep on my stomach. So I try not to do that too terribly often, if at all. So now let's talk about what's important regarding sleeping on your side. Whether you're sleeping on your right side or left side, and by the way, that question is extremely crucial. If you don't know which you need to sleep on, left or right, stay with this video because we're going to get into some in-depth on that. However, this particular picture shows a woman sleeping on her left side, but that is kind of irrelevant. So whether left or right, the real key to making that work, and it is super crucial, is that the size of your pillow, the height of your pillow must be correct for this to work properly. Try different pillows. I don't know if you have fallen in love with the pillow you have right now, but it may be time to say goodbye because the alignment of your spine is absolutely the most crucial part of that. So make sure whatever you do, that you get that spine aligned, that your head is not cocked up or down. It needs to be straight in line with your chest and your hips so that you'll get the optimal sleeping. So the con really of sleeping on your, well, the pro of sleeping on your side, is that when you're sleeping on your side, it can promote good digestion, help reduce snoring, prevent heartburn, and possibly even boost brain health. And you may remember a video we talked about. I was talking about these patches. I'm wearing these patches now. And within that video, we talked about the brain and the deep parts of the brain and how the brain has to sort of take out the trash. And that is promoted actually by sleeping on your side. So that is something really important. Now, let's talk about which side. This is where the video really gets down to the nuts and bolts. Is it better to sleep on your left side or on your right side? It's a good question, isn't it? I tell you what, if you would, please, if you are a side sleeper, type into comments right now, real quickly. Are you sleeping on your left side or your right side? Left or right? And the reason that's important is I want to let you know that whether or not either side, whether you should sleep on your right or left, depends on your particular health issues. That's right. It's different for different people. And here is why. You're either going to have more of a digestive issue or a heart issue. And left and right is different for the two. So let's first talk about digestion. GERD, for example, GERD, which stands for gastroesophageal reflux disease. If you happen to have GERD, and a lot of people who are on CPAP and have sleep apnea do have GERD. And looking at this photo, we're looking straight onto the front, and that's why right and left are inverted on here. Okay, it's because you're looking at the front. This person is facing you. Okay, so that is their left side over there and their right side over there. So notice the shape. So you see the esophagus coming down from the throat and down to the stomach, but notice the shape of the stomach. It is interesting because if you were to take that picture and flip it so that the person is sleeping on their right side, what do you think would be happening to the contents of the stomach? A lot of that content would actually just flow right out of the stomach and up the esophagus. So therefore, sleeping on the right side, if you have GERD, is not the best way to sleep. You would want to sleep on your left side. It would hold the contents better of the gastric juices into the stomach by sleeping on your left side. So if you have stomach issues at all, then I recommend sleeping on your left, like this guy right here. All right, now let's look at the heart. Here's a picture of basically how the heart is situated inside of your chest. I think we all know already, really, that the heart is sort of over to the left side of the chest a little bit. Therefore, if you have heart problems, circulatory problems, circulation problems, heart problems, etc., and if it's better for you to sleep on your right side. Let me just say, sleep on your right side if you have heart problems. Sleep on your left side if you have stomach problems. But on the heart, what's going on is if you were to sleep on your left side, you're probably going to be fine, first of all. But we're looking at optimal. What is the optimal and the very best possible way to do it? And so if you have heart problems and you're sleeping on your left, then that actually puts more of your chest and the contents in your chest, your lungs primarily, sort of weighting down the heart muscle a little bit. It just makes it have to work a tiny little bit harder. So if you don't have any stomach issues, only some heart and circulatory type issues, is way better to sleep on your right. So just boiling it down. If you have stomach or GERD type issues, reflux type issues, sleep on your left side. If you have heart issues or circulatory issues, sleep on your right side. If you have neither, sleep on your left or your right side. You're going to be good either way that goes. So let's just read this information here that I'm going to pop up on the screen. The left side may provide more benefits, particularly those who are pregnant or experience gastroesophageal reflux disease, people with heart failure, however, might experience discomfort on their left sides, instead prefer to sleep on their right side. All right. So that is what I wanted to show you guys. I hope that you got something out of that. Let me see. I've got a bunch of comments over here. And by the way, if you haven't noticed, scrolling across the bottom of the screen, if you want to enter the contest, we're going to do it here in just a few minutes. We're going to give away a gift card. And if you would type in hashtag or the number sign, hashtag AffinityHM into comments, you're going to be in the contest. We're going to give away a gift card here in just a few minutes. But before that, let's take a look at the comments. Let's see who we got here. We got, oh my gracious. I have never had this many comments. There are a ton of comments here. Jennifer is here. Amy, Jane, Mike is here. Pam is here. Everybody is here. We got new folks here. Susie and another Mike and a William, Jane. And oh, by the way, Mike is mentioning that we have a 50% sale. That's right. I forgot to mention this over on our website, AffinityHM.com. There's a 50% off of everything sale happening now. So thank you, Mike, for that. I appreciate it very much. And so feel free to jump over there if there's anything you need CPAP wise. Plus, we have a lot of other things there as well. Massage guns. We even have spa, foot tub spas, and all kinds of really great stuff over there, all half off. And I see a lot of people sleeping on their left side there, etc. So yeah, there's a ton of people here, and thank you guys for being here, first of all. So I hope that what I said made sense. Does anyone have any questions about back, stomach, left side, right side in general that I could answer? I'll definitely put your question up on the screen and give you an answer to that question. Now let's talk, as I promised at the end, we would talk about how all of these left side, right side, back, stomach, how it relates to CPAP and using and wearing CPAP, because that definitely adds a whole nother element into the situation. If you weren't on CPAP, you might, sleep fine on your right side or left side, but that is possibly not possible with the CPAP mask on. Now, I'm going to tell you that having a CPAP hose lift may sound like nothing, okay? But that CPAP hose lift actually will pull that hose up toward your head, out of your range of movement, which will allow you to move and change positions. And everyone, while they're sleeping, they change positions. Sometimes they flip left and right, or maybe they go back to the right, back to the left, to different positions through the night. But the point is to have that lift. It will get that hose out of the way, which will make it easier to maneuver and change around through the night. So that is really important. I think it frees you up. It gives you a lot of freedom to sleep, just as if really you don't have CPAP on. So that's one. Two, if you're not aware, they do make CPAP pillows. And if you're on a big mask, a big mask, like a full face mask over your nose and mouth, sometimes trying to sleep on your side, the mask hits the pillow and sort of pushes out of the way and creates a leak. So CPAP pillows have a little cutout section in the pillow that gives the mask a place to seat itself while you're on your side. So the CPAP pillow might be a great solution for you as well. But like I said in the very beginning of the video, whatever pillow you do have, make sure that your alignment, and I'm going to put that picture back up again. So make sure that your alignment is correct, because that is super crucial for getting a good night of rest, to make sure that everything is lined up straight as possible. And while sleeping on the side, a lot of people do put a pillow between your knees also. That definitely creates some extra comfort. So CPAP hose lift, CPAP pillow, make sure that the height of the pillow is exactly correct. And then there's one more factor. As we have said, sleeping on your side is the best. Sleeping on your side is number one. Left side or right side would be determined by if you have sort of digestion or GERD type problems, or if you might have circulatory problems. But if you have both, then possibly sleeping on your back is better. But that's something that you may want to talk to your doctor, or either just work through it on your own to figure out what really works best for you. But there's the other factor, and that would be the mattress and the firmness of the mattress. If you have a super soft mattress, it's gonna be hard to create a straight line. Okay, so you may need a firmer mattress, and that might make a difference as well. So if the height of the pillow is right and the firmness of the mattress is correct, then you're going to be, so they say down here in Alabama, cooking with gas. So rolling back, I just want to make sure we all know that the best sleeping position is not this one right here. Although, like I said, I've experienced that a few times myself after a hard day of work and just kind of falling out. But I've said all of this about the sleep position to say this, and what's really the most important is that you use your CPAP, you use it on a regular basis, at least start the night. If you're new on CPAP, the real key to being successful on CPAP is to at least start out every single night using the CPAP. And what is going to happen, I promise, after 30 years, I've seen it thousands, tens of thousands of times. It may start out a little rough, but you start out every single night. Eventually, you become more and more acclimated. You solve problems. You may have to change out mask, get the doc to change pressure. There's a lot of things that might have to happen, but eventually you'll get there. And so just stick with it. Stick with it. Don't give up. Never, ever, never, ever give up, because your health is so important. And using CPAP is 100% effective if you actually use it. I would like to address another thing. While you guys are entering into the contest, you just type in there, as it says at the bottom of the screen, hashtag AffinityHM. You'll be in the contest. And while we're waiting on a few more people to enter into that contest, I'd like to address something that I was asked on the phone. I had a customer call on the phone, and the customer was mentioning that it seems like everyone who goes to get a sleep study ends up with a CPAP. Have you guys noticed that? Like, almost no matter what, if you get a sleep study, you get a CPAP. And some folks online I've seen saying that, therefore, because of that fact, and that is true, because of that fact, it's a scam. They just push people into the sleep study and bam, they end up with a CPAP. Well, I'd like to explain that and help you understand if you think that seems a little scammy. The reason for that is because prior to the sleep study, you will have had a doctor screen you and ask questions. You might not have even known you were being screened. It might have just been some sort of interview, or maybe you already told the doctor enough to know that you probably have sleep apnea. But the screening tool that is used most often is called Stop Bang, STOPBANG. And those letters really just identify the first letter of each question. So there's 8 questions, just like Stop Bang. And by answering those questions, yes or no, your doctor can already know that you probably have sleep apnea. So that's the process. The doctor does the Stop Bang type of questionnaire. Once a certain number of those questions are answered, yes, they're already, they can drop their clipboard and say, yeah, you need to go get a sleep study. And true enough, once you're getting the sleep study, then if those answers were yes, then it's like extremely likely that you are going to end up on CPAP, which is fine, because CPAP, like I said, is 100% effective when you use it. There are studies to that effect that actually prove that exact fact. So that's really, really exciting. So sleep position, if you missed the beginning of the video, definitely go back and check it out, because there's some really great information that you need to know, especially if you sleep on your back, your stomach, your left or your right side, whichever way you're sleeping. It's really good to know that. So let's go ahead and take a look. I'm going to share a screen so we can do this drawing. So somebody is going to win a gift card to AffinityHM.com here in just a couple of seconds. Let's share that screen. I want to take a look, make sure that you are seeing that. Yes, actually, I'm going to make that a little bigger so you can see. We have a lot of people who have entered this contest tonight. I'm really excited. Thank you guys for being here. And please do consider joining the YouTube channel. I would love to have more membership of members. We have tons of videos for those new on CPAP. That's really excellent training, and it will help you solve problems. All right, here we go. The winner of the gift card to AffinityHM.com tonight is William Sum, my good buddy William Sum. Thank you, William, for being here, and congratulations for winning. Wow, that is fantastic. William Sum, guy, you guys. All right, William, if you would, please send me an email to admin@affinityhm.com, and I'll shoot your gift card back over to you either later tonight or tomorrow. You guys, I hope that you enjoyed the information. I hope that you will use the information that you learned tonight. Maybe change the way you're sleeping a little bit, because what we're after here is optimal sleep for optimal health. And the sleep position is definitely a crucial part of all of that. So thank you guys. Really love you guys. I appreciate you being here. I'm going to get back to decorating the Christmas tree here in just a minute and then go to bed. So y'all have a good night, everybody. And I will see you next week. Same time. Take care.